Hello everybody, this is Jason. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. If you are new here, welcome. I post content related with WebRTC, JavaScript and Golang. If this interests you, please hit that subscribe button and stay updated. Welcome back everyone. We are on to part 2 of our build a live streaming server with GStreamer, with Rust and ngnix rtmp. Alright, if you haven't seen part 1, please go and check that out first, because that is like pretty important, you know, before we can continue on part 2, because you on part 1 I have shown you how to set up ngnix rtmp in a Docker image and you run it on a Docker. Alright, so yeah, go and check that out first. And then with this one, if you notice, I'm running Ubuntu or Linux right now, because the reason being is on Mac you do require additional setups to get it going. So in the end result, you know, you'd be running, you know, if you're going to write something like this, you'd be running on a live server that runs Linux anyway. So I thought, you know, let's not, like, there's no point showing you how to get it working on Mac, because these extra bits you need to do. Okay, so let's get this done in Ubuntu in Linux. Okay, that will be the next 2 parts. Okay, firstly let's pull our code from from part 1, okay, which is the Docker image for our ngnix rtmp server. Okay, so firstly we just go here. Okay, this is part 2. Yep. Okay, sorry, I'm in a trash can for some reason. Development. Okay. Okay, sorry about this. I should be a little bit more organized about this. Okay, and right then, okay, let's pull our thing, our code. Okay, as I have it here, I'll put this link in the description as well, so you can pull it as well. Okay, firstly we'll pull it and we'll build an image. Okay, make sure everything still works before we get into Rust. rtmp, nope, ngnix rtmp. Okay. Alright, so we just go Docker. I think we need sudo because I just set up the system, so I haven't, you can, you know, there's a way to do it that you don't require sudo. So let's build this image. Okay, as you see, everything's running. Okay, we'll grab a new terminal and we're going to try out, see if everything still works. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to type gst launch -1.0 video test src. Okay, and a bang, and a codecs to x264 encode, another bang, and we need this flash mux. Okay, that's the rtmp container. Okay, and then it's streamable, which is equals to true. I'll probably put that command in the description as well. Okay, the rtmp-sync is the actual location, okay, that you define your rtmp link here. In our case is localhost 1935 / okay, live, and I think it was Jason, I think. And then the stream key equals password, I think it was. Here we go. Yep, that looks fine. And let's go and check it out on here, see if we see the localhost 8080, I think it was. There we go, the command is still all going and working. Okay, now what's our job for this lesson is we're going to write this bit here, this everything. We'll copy this command, okay, and we'll write this in Rust, so we can, like, we don't need the command line, and all we need to do is run it from Rust. Okay, so that's our main aim for this lesson. Okay, I'll leave the server on. Okay, so what we need to do here is we go into, yep, we're in part 2. So let's create a new cargo project. Okay, we'll call this rtmp Rust. Assume you have everything installed. Okay, if you haven't, go and install Rust. Okay, you will need that. Okay, now we have a new folder. Let's get into it. rtmp_Rust. Okay, we'll give it a run first. Make sure everything is good. Okay, cargo run. Alright, we get a hello world, so that means we're done. Okay, and we'll open this in Visual Studio Code and start cracking into it. Okay, first thing, we'll go into the main. Okay, that's our hello world from before. Okay, so we need the gstreamer-rs package. Okay, to start off before we do anything else. Okay, let me show you the website of the actual plugin. Okay, these guys got really good support. I ran into a couple of issues, and I got like helped real fast. So yeah, that's the URL for the repo. And how do you install it? Okay, for our case will be Linux. So yeah, just follow that. There's no extra things that you need to do. You just do that, and you win. You know, everything works. So yeah. We just need this crate in our Rust, like the cargo.toml. Okay, so just copy this. We'll use the latest. I think that's always a good idea, you know, to use the latest. Okay, and we just install that and we'll just save it, and then cargo will do its build. Okay. Okay, what we're gonna do, let's wait till that finishes, and we will redo our cargo run. Okay, just make sure, you know, we haven't broken anything. It won't, but like, it's a good habit to do so. Okay, we'll open our terminal here. We'll have to wait till these finishes, otherwise you'd be hanging anyway. You'd be like waiting and waiting as well. Okay, still going. It will take a while because it's the first sort of caching from, you know, every package. Like every time we add something on, it does that. If you oh yeah, also if you don't know Rust, probably recommend that you go and do some of the tutorials first. This tutorial is basically what do you call it? It's based on GStreamer, so I won't be going through all the basics. Okay, so if you want to learn Rust, then there's a lot of videos on YouTube as well. Recommend you do that first, and then yeah. But if you don't know, you still can follow, because you get a good idea, you know, how this thing works anyway. Alright, let's go do another cargo run. Okay, make sure the GStreamer thing crate builds properly. Okay, that's what this is doing right now. So if we still get our hello world, that means it's all good. Okay, we can get started on writing our code. And also, while we're waiting, I'll just show you, these are actually a lot of sample code that you can start learning, okay, from this repo. It's a good idea if you go through these, where is it? Somewhere. gstreamer-rs. It's a good idea if you go through the tutorials, okay? I did go through these, and some of the codes, you know, sort of learned from these basic tutorials. And there is also another example folder, which has got some really nice, probably real world use case, but in examples. Okay, and these all sort of like titled, like what you want to do and stuff. Okay, it's all there. So these two folders are highly recommended to go and check it out. Okay, and what I mean with Mac, okay, a lot of stuff you have to install, you know, to make Mac OS going, because and also you have to wrap this function into your code, otherwise it just won't run. So that's why I decided, like, let's not confuse everybody, let's use Linux, and it's nice and clean this way. Alright, looks like, yep, we get our hello world. Okay, we can start coding here. Okay, first of all, okay, we will bring in GStreamer. Okay, and we'll like rename this as GST. Okay, so it's easier for conventions. Okay, this is really kind of like JavaScript, isn't it? Like you rename something using as. Okay, now we're going to pull in some all the libraries we need for this. Okay, we're just going to do a prelude, and we're going to bring in all the prelude package, so we're not importing them individually. But in production, you probably don't want to do this, but for our purpose, this is fine. Okay. All right. So now the first function we need to do here is the initialize. Okay, GST init. All right, and we'll just go do unwrap. Okay, you should be doing some error handling here. Okay, we're just going to unwrap for our case. This is like the initialize of the actual GStreamer under the hood. Okay, and now we're going to put in our rtmp URL or URI, which is the same as URL anyway. But and we'll make a what do you call it? A variable for this, so we can use it in our code. URL, URI. Okay, sorry. And I think firstly, let's paste that bunch of code we run from the command. Okay, hold on. Let's grab that. GST. Okay, let's grab this. Copy that. Alright, so we have something to reference to. Okay, let's stick it in here. Okay, basically we're going to write every procedure based on this command line. That's what we're doing. Okay, and the advantage of doing that is simply it runs faster. Okay, that's a simple answer. And also dynamically. I don't think it actually necessarily run it faster, but it will allow you to run this dynamically. Like, for example, if you want to change your video source, so on. You know, that's the whole purpose of this. Okay, first thing, we need to create elements. Okay, that's what GStreamer expects. Okay, every one of these is an element. Okay, that's what we're going to do in the code now. So we'll leave us a comment here. Okay, create GStreamer elements. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is source. Okay, you can call these whatever you like. Okay, I call it source. Okay, and we grab this from GST, GStreamer element factory. Okay, that's where all the stuff lives, and we're going to make one. Okay, that's what we're doing. All right, and we're going to make a new element. Okay, and the first thing we need to put in here is the factory name, the element name, other words. Okay, which is this guy here. Okay, that's what we're going to use. Okay, video test source, and this is an option. Okay, it's an optional return, so we have to go sum. Okay, to grab a internal name that we can use further down. Okay, that's what we're doing here. Okay, and the next thing we got to do some error handling here. Okay, and we call this expect. It's got a panic. Okay, you might want to do it some other way, but for our purpose, we're just going to do expect. So, in other words, if we can't find this factory name, your app will crash. Okay, that's what expect does. But for our purpose, it's going to be there. So we're not going to bother, you know, do any error handling here. Okay, sync element video test source. Okay, the reason why we do this is so we know ourselves if some error we know where to look. Okay, that's why we do this, like so we can like error handle this. Okay, the second element we're going to make is our codec, okay, which is this x264enc. Okay, let's do this. Excuse me. Okay, x264 enc. Okay, GST once again. The whole thing is actually not too hard, okay, once you know what you're doing. Okay, it kind of looks scary, you know, when I first looked at it. It's pretty scary, but once you get used to it, it's actually not hard as you think it is. Well, it doesn't look hard as what it looks like. Okay, so it will be x264 enc. Okay, same thing, sum, because that return is an option. Okay, and we're going to name it, oops, sorry, my shortcut thing is not, because I'm used to Mac, so it's sort of strange to me. x264 264 enc. Okay, again, we're going to expect, we're going to copy this message, it's probably easier. Okay, except we're going to change this name, so if this errors out, we know where to look. enc. Okay, done. So now what's the third one? The third one is the flash mux is our third thing we need to do. Okay, I'm just going to copy all this. Let's not keep on typing. Okay, so this one will be flash mux. Okay, easy, isn't it? So what's next after flash? Okay, the last one we're going to do is this one here, the rtmp-sync. Okay, and we'll call this video sync. Okay, equals, okay, we're just going to copy this and just change it because it's just the same thing, right? Okay, just copy and paste this. See, now you know, you see how easy this thing is, really, if you get the, you know, if you get your head around it. It's not rocket scientist stuff, you know, it's doable, you know. All right, and then we got to set some properties. Okay, we're going to set properties. Okay, for, remember, we've got two properties. We got one here, streamable equals true, and also the location of the rtmp live server. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to set the rtmp server URL or location. Okay, we go set. We're going to do set property from string. Okay, the first value is location, and remember we defined it up here, rtmp URL. Okay, and we can just paste that in there. All right, and then the next one is the streamable thing. this thing here, streamable equals to true. That should come first. It doesn't matter, the order doesn't really matter. So we need the flash mux, okay, and set property from string. Okay, and it is a location, and we want it to be true. Okay, that is it for this. All right, after this, the next part is we're going to create a empty pipeline. Okay, the pipe, so we can put our videos stuff in. Okay, it's a pipeline. Okay, so comment this, create a empty pipeline. Okay, so we have to go pipeline. Okay, you can name this to whatever you like. Okay, but you know, we'll just use pipeline. Pipeline. Okay, and new. We have to new a new one, and then we give it a name. Let's call this live streamer. I'll just call live pipeline. Okay. A semicolon. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. I think this is a optional thing, so we have to go that sum again. Oops. So live pipeline. Okay, so this is so it's sum, then the name we want to call it. Okay, you can name this whatever you like. Okay, it doesn't have to be like live pipeline. Okay, that could be anything that you can sort of you know, tell yourself what this thing is. Okay, the next thing is we're going to build a pipeline. Okay, because we've got a new pipeline here, so we've got to put stuff into it. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. Pipeline. So basically what we're doing in the next part here is like as if we do the command line. Okay, we're putting all these stuff in there. Okay, let's get on to that. So what we're going to do is pipeline. Okay, dot add many. Okay, we want to add many because it is more than one. Okay, and okay, it has to be an array. Okay, of things. Okay, the first thing we're going to put in is our source. Okay, the source is this source up here. Okay, this source. Okay, and then the next thing is the x264 enc. Okay, and the next thing is the flex max. Okay, and then lastly we're going to put the video sync in. Video sync. Okay, and we're just going to unwrap this. Okay, you should be doing some error handling here. Okay, just be in mind, but for our purpose we just want, you know, this is like get the door, you know, get you to understand what, you know, how you can do basic things with GStreamer with Rust. Okay, now we're going to do the element link. Okay, we're going to link them up as well. We've added it. Okay, now we're going to need to link them. Okay, same thing, link many. Okay, and we are pretty much what do you call it, linking the exact the same thing. Okay, these four things up here, so we're going to copy and paste. Okay, just be in mind, okay, not everything you can do it this way. Okay, but for our case that's how it is. But if you do like more other stuff like muxing or whatever, okay, it's a different thing. You need to handle it yourself rather than, you know, just putting it in like this. Okay, so we put if it doesn't link, okay, we're going to panic, okay, for this case. But normally you would, you know, as again, you know, you should handle your errors, but for our purpose this is cool. Okay, maybe I'll put down the bottom, so we can see the code better. Alright, cool, save that. Okay, what's next? The next thing, it's all linked up. Now we basically need to set the state for the pipeline, okay, and also read the messages in the channel of the what do you call it, the pipeline. Okay, so we can like log out some messages and do some stuff with the different events. Okay, like for example, when the state changes, what do we do? Okay, we need to handle it. Okay, that's the next part we're going to do, and it is the last part. So once we do that, and we put, okay, the next part is we going to set the starting play. So we go start playing. We're going to set the state. Okay, so we tell the pipeline, you know, the thing is playing. You know, that's basically what we're doing. Set state. Okay, GST, which is gstreamer state. Okay, it's an enum, so you just pick it up like that. Okay, and then we're going to expect this one as well. Okay, expect unable to set the pipeline state to playing state. Okay, that's just for us to look at, like if something goes wrong, we know exactly where to look for. Okay, now the next part is we're going to wait till an error or end of EOS. Okay, so basically this is like as I said before, we're going to read through the messages, the message bus. Okay, which we get that stuff back from the pipeline. Okay, so let's do that. Let's write the comment. Okay, we'll go wait until error or EOS. Okay, net bus. Okay, we're going to go pipeline dot bus. Yeah, the autocomplete's a little bit slower. We're just going to unwrap this. Okay, now we're going to do a for loop. Okay, because this is an infinite loop. Okay, so we got to loop through the bus. The bus gets the messages. Okay, every time the stuff gets you know, like messages changing state and so on. Okay, so we turn that into timed. Okay, there we go, and we get this time, this clock time from GStreamer as well. Okay. No one that doesn't come up there. GST. Here we go. Clock time, and we want it as a none. Okay, because yeah. All right. So this thing gets looped, and then we're going to grab the message view. Okay, we just picked that up from the GStreamer library. Message view. Okay, now we're going to match them. Match msg dot view. Okay, now we got some matching arms to do here. Okay, the first case, here's the reason why we need to bring this message view. Okay, because the events comes from this enum. Okay, message view. Okay, the first one, let's sort out the error. Okay, when there's an error, let's just put an ERR. Eh? If there's an error with the channel, what do you call it? No, the bus. Well, the bus is kind of like a channel anyway. All right. What we need to do is just need to break it. Okay, if it's an error, we'll kill this thing. Let's do ourselves a log though. Let's go print. Let's print this out. You know what is the issue? Okay, error received from element. Okay, let's print these things out, so we know exactly what's wrong with it if there's an error. Okay, so we go error.src, then map. We need to map it because I think it is an object of some kind. Okay, spath string. Okay, so then we get the error, and the another one we want to print out is the actual error, and then break. Okay, so we've dealt with the error. Okay, the next thing we need to do is when the state change. Okay, we just really want to like see what state is changing to. Okay, we're not doing anything fancy here. We just want to see what the internals are doing. Okay, that's the reason why we do this. But this function is useful for many other things. Okay, but for our, you know, what do you call it? Our first tutorial. Okay, our purpose for this one is to see the state change. Okay. message view state changed. State change, here we go. Okay, and we just put our own variable here. Okay, once again, we're going to print this out. Okay, we'll do it if statement though, if state change. If it doesn't change, then don't print, you know. If state changed, then we're going to do src. And then we're going to map. Okay, we do it same as what we did above. This is like a callback in Rust. Okay, that's what this is. And then s equals to pipeline. Okay, we're only interested what's returning from the pipeline. Okay, then we're going to unwrap all faults. Okay, now we print out our thing. Print line. Honestly, the auto completion is pretty slow. Okay, sorry, that has to be print 9. Okay. Okay, now what do we want from here? We want the pipeline. Okay, this is basically a message for ourselves. Okay, pipeline state changed from this to this. So we get this in the console, okay, when the thing is running. You will see that in a second. I will mention it where, you know, what it is. And we want to see the old state and the new state changed dot current, not new. Okay, so that will display you know, what it was and then what it is. Okay, and the last thing we need to handle here is the EOS, which is enough. I don't know, enough stream, I think that's what it means. Yeah, enough stream. So when the stream finishes, so you go EOS, and we don't need to know, we just break it here. And one more thing we need to do is like a while catch. Okay, anything else doesn't match, it will come here. Okay, and guess what? That is it. Hold on, we got a little error here. State change, what is the problem? If state change. Oh, okay, sorry. Need a comma here. Here we go. Now we're happy. Alright, let's run it and see if it works. Okay, so we just go cargo run. Oops, looks like there's something wrong. Ah, okay, sorry about that. Okay, here's the issue right here. This is not called video sync. That is called rtmp-sync. Okay, that's what we're using. Remember that command line up the top? We're using the this is rtmp, so we need this here, rtmp-sync. Okay, that's exactly what that is. Okay, now we should be going, okay, to ensure, let's kill that Docker, okay, and redo it because that might be caged. So just to ensure that is working, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to kill this. Okay, and now we're going to rerun it. Okay, Docker compose up. Okay, now it's running. Just to ensure, let's go to the site. Okay, let's refresh this, make sure there's nothing on there. Okay, there's nothing. Okay, now we go to here. Let's clear this thing up a little bit. Okay, now we go cargo run. We should do it. Okay, look at that. This is the state change down the bottom here. So yeah, old state was none, and then ready to pause, and then pause to playing. Okay, so now in theory, fingers crossed, that should be playing right here. There we go. Cool. Looks like we've done that with Rust. Okay. The reason, like, why are we writing all this? Some of you probably ask, why don't we just use the command line? Yes, you can, but if your location changes or your video source changes, it's impossible, to do it in a command line. Okay, you can call it, like, for example, from Golang, you can call it command line, but the performance is not the same. This is basically we calling straight into this the C code, to get this thing running. Okay, basically we can compile this with a binary, put it on our server, and it's there. You know what I mean. And you can hook it up with that database, and you can have all sorts of fancy UI, changing the video source, mixing them. Okay, so yeah, so this is it, and everything's working. And yeah, the next one we will be using a real video file, okay, with a minor modification to this code, and we can publish a stream. Maybe I can make an extra one. We can do something with WebRTC that you can go on like a browser and publish your webcam or your screen, whatever, and push it out to the rtmp link, and then people can see it like a live stream. Okay, all right, thanks very much, everyone. That is enough this part 1 tutorial, and if you like this type of content, please do subscribe. Okay, I do many more, there's more coming around like streaming and WebRTC. Okay, if you're interested in this field, and I see it's pretty rare tutorial you can find on YouTube, that can explain everything for you. Yeah, do subscribe and hit that like button if you like this, and consider to be a Patreon and sponsor the channel so I can do many more of this type of great video for for everyone. All right, thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next one.